The following program may contain material which could trigger some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Do I really believe that this tragedy is the work of the devil? To be honest, I don't know. But I cannot deny that it's possible.
Who are you?
Il messaggero è importante.
I'm getting worse.
I'm getting better.
Right now, I want y'all to put your hands together for the one and only Jon Arez!
So, do you like scary movies? I forgot which one. What's the second part? You like scary movies? Yeah. What's your favorite one? You alright, buddy?
What's up, everybody? I'm Jon Arez, and this is
Simple Josh.
And welcome to episode 56, the Halloween special of the Views from the Jon podcast. We have a funny, weird, scary, crazy podcast on tap for you today.
Awesome.
So stick around, boys and ghouls. All right. If you don't like extreme corniness, leave now. Because this is about as corny as it gets, right?
Right.
Two old men.
You're old, I'm not.
Dude, I'm 2 years older than you. Don't go there. So Josh, who are you dressed as today?
I'm a buccaneer.
You're a buccaneer.
Yeah.
You look like a pirate. I don't know who I am. But what else is new? What else is new?
You look like a drag queen.
Yeah, I don't know who I am. I just know I look ridiculous. You might have seen earlier, if you're watching this, there was a guy in a Scream outfit that may or may not have been me. I don't know. That dude could still be lurking around here.
I think it was the neighbor.
And I am not used to having long hair. Oh my God, I don't know how you men and women can do it. Especially, okay, if Howard Stern really is wearing a wig, if it's anything like this $5.99 wig I bought 30 years ago,
Yeah.
I don't know how he wears it.
A man bun. Man buns are in right now.
Stuff's getting in my eyes, it's in my mouth. Oh my God. The things I do. The things I do for the podcast. All right. You know, every time we hit roll on this, I think I'm ready, but
Yeah.
I'm actually not.
You're never ready.
But this is part of what makes this show funny, right? Is
Yeah.
how unprepared.
Yeah, and it's Halloween.
Yeah.
It's a nice week.
It's
an easy
the
week.
Halloween special. So we are going to do a variety of different things. Like, we're We're going to start bringing you the weekly news headlines every week, everybody.
The weekly news.
If you read the description of this podcast on like Apple or Spotify, it says it's everything PC culture, I was about to say. No, we are not PC. We are not politically correct around here. But I meant to say pop culture.
Yeah.
You know, popular culture. What's popular in culture right now? Well, politics, but I'm not talking about politics on my podcast.
Oh,
no, we're not talking about politics. But we will bring you whatever the top headlines are for this week so you can stay informed. You know, you don't need to tune into CNN or MSNBC or Fox News. You can just tune into the Views from the John podcast and get whatever the, top headline of the day.
Yeah, we got the top headlines.
So what is the tippity top headline of the week, Josh?
Well, what do you want? Do you want CNN News or do you want Fox News?
Let's roll the dice and go with CNN. Let's pick CNN first.
CNN, huh? CNN's top headline is Trump sucks.
All right. All right. I would expect nothing less from CNN.
Yeah, sounds about accurate.
How about what is Fox News? What is Fox News top headline of the week?
Fox News top headline of the week is Joe Biden sucks and his son does a lot of cocaine and smokes crack.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Wow. All right.
And that's the news for today.
All right. That's the news, folks. One side says Trump sucks. The other one says Biden sucks. Awesome.
Yeah. Election right around the corner.
America, America, we've gone and lost our mind.
Get out and vote.
Yeah, get out and vote, people, because that's literally about all we can do to change anything.
Yeah.
I just hope that everyone thinks like I do. But who knows what way that is? I don't know. I'm saying Kanye, baby. Kanye West 2020.
Is he out? I thought he was out already.
No, man. You can write him in.
I can write him in.
I'm telling you. Kanye is just going to steal the election. Everyone's like, oh my God, the world's going to end if Trump wins. And then, you got other people going, oh my God, the world's going to end if Biden wins. But our savior could very well be Kanye West. Maybe Kanye could, I don't know. If we can elect a failed reality star billionaire, why not do a guy that's a self-proclaimed musical
we could go anywhere.
prophet? Why not? That's what I liked about George W. Bush and, Donald Trump. They make me feel like I could be president, like anybody could do it, But anyways, so good. Now we got the news of the week, folks. And so listen, I just wanted to give people a reminder of who I am and what this show is about before we get into this episode and before we even continue any further with this podcast, okay?
Sure.
This is not for you. This is kind of for the people.
Yeah, I want to hear your story again.
Yeah, but I'm a newer comic. This guy's a truck driver. We both have a lot of combined crazy life experience.
Yeah.
And on this show, we're going to be talking about real stuff that comes straight out of our own heads, straight from our own lives and personal experience.
Yeah.
We'll be giving our take on pop culture. Most people, I would, assume would be highly entertained by two regular guys, just like, regular girls and guys at home watching us can relate to.
Or listening.
We're just regular people.
Yeah.
But we got a pretty weird, wild spin and take on things, and we tell stories about our lives and we talk about pop culture and all kinds of stuff. So, but today we're going to be doing that with Halloween stuff. But before we get to that, I just want to address two things.
Sure.
Then we're going to go on a Halloween dive. But tell me this, Josh. Tell me this.
What's that, John?
Tell me.
I'm telling you.
Okay? I'm going to have to adjust my hair for a second.
That hair is ridiculous.
Yeah. Tell me this for a second.
All right.
Explain this to me. I really, truly want to know. On last week's episode, when we ended off the show, you had mentioned that the plant next to you,
Yes.
you gave a name.
Yes.
And what name did you give that plant?
And you put lights on it too. I appreciate
The
it.
lights had always been there.
Yeah, but you turned them on.
I did turn them on.
They look good.
Thank you.
You got to back away.
I know.
Okay.
It's not that I got to back away, it's just I had my headphones off.
Yeah, I was making some pinging noises.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I apologize, folks. But now that I've adjusted my long hair, I look a lot better, I think, and I can actually see and breathe.
A little bit.
Okay, so yeah.
Ficus.
Okay, explain to me on any logical level
Yeah.
why you felt the need to name a plant that's in my living room.
I name a lot of things. If you don't know
Why?
me too much.
Why?
I don't know.
I would think the majority of people watching are like, why would he name a plant? It's not even your plant.
It's a fake
This
plant.
is my house.
Well, it's
If
station.
it was your house and you had the plant for like 30 years,
Yeah.
I could see you naming it. If we were in your car, I could see you having a name for it.
Yeah, but it's in my
But
corner.
literally, it's a plant in the corner of my living room.
It's a fake plant.
Albeit, why did you name it?
Because
That's literally like me naming your coffee maker
that's fine.
at your condo.
That's cool.
Like, hey, what's up there, Chuck?
Yeah.
Want to brew me a cup, Chuck? And you're like, who the hell is Chuck? Oh, Chuck's your coffee maker. And you'd be like, what? You named my coffee maker? That's literally what you did, dude.
Yeah.
Now explain to me something else.
Sure.
Because I literally don't know.
All right.
And I don't think you know either.
Okay.
But I think you're going to probably come off and pretend like you know. But
Of course.
what makes that a ficus?
I don't know.
What is a ficus?
A ficus is like a giant plant. I mean, it could be a fern. How about a fern?
Yeah.
Does that sound better?
I think it's a fern, or it could be even like a fake palm. But if that was the case, it does look like a fern to me.
All right.
And what's the first name that pops in your head when you hear fern? What's a good strong name for it's blank the fern?
Steven. That's what I called it, Steven.
Stephen the fern?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Why? It's a nice, good.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
American
just
name.
crazy, but I would just think like common sense and logic. When you hear the word fern,
Yeah.
you automatically want to rhyme it. So I just think like it just flows if you were to be like, it's Vern the fern.
Vern the fern.
Yeah, look, it's Vern the fern. Or some kind of name that rhymes with a fern.
Yeah.
Or if you really think it's a ficus, then you'd have to think of a name that rhymes with ficus.
Yeah.
But
Or-
Steve?
Yeah. That's a good American name.
All right. I think you're missing the level of craziness
We
that
can, we can
that
go
we're-
tropical. I mean,
No, I think you're missing the level of craziness.
we can call it like Juan or Jose or something Spanish. I mean, no. Jorge.
The craziness in you isn't what you named the plant.
What?
That's like a sub-level of the craziness.
Oh.
The top level is you naming anything in my plant.
I name a lot of things.
That's an inanimate object.
Plus
It's not even a significant thing.
It's-
Dude, that's literally, it's no different than if you had a name for the remote control for my TV.
But this is like next to me for like an hour, so I.
Yeah, but did you name my baseball trophy?
No.
Or the baseball over there that was signed by my Little League team?
No.
Okay, that sits next to you for an hour a week too.
Oh. Why do you have that stuff?
Why would I have a baseball signed by my Little League team? Why would I keep a trophy from my Little League team?
I don't know.
That's a crazy question.
Did they do good?
Yeah, dude, you don't give trophies back then for just participating. We got trophies because we won the city championship, jackass.
This is an old trophy.
All right, Josh, I got
Yes.
some news that I don't even know if you know about, but I'm going to spill it. And this isn't necessarily funny. It's
All right.
actually pretty damn scary. And this is the Halloween special.
All right.
And this is real life.
Scary stuff.
Were you raised religious at all?
No.
Okay. Do you have any religious beliefs?
I do, but I think I'm kind of mellow right now. But
Okay.
yeah.
You
yes.
do, but you think you're kind of mellow right
Yeah,
now.
like-
That's a great religious stance. I do have religious beliefs, but I'm just like mellow right now. What the fuck does that mean? All right.
Yeah, I do.
So I think agnostic is you believe in a God or a higher power, but you don't like associate with a religion.
All right.
Would that be what you consider, or do you not know if there's a God?
No, there's a God. There's a higher power.
Okay, then I think that makes you agnostic.
Sure.
I think that's the word for it. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, do you know who the Pope is?
I do.
The Pope is a guy in Rome.
I don't know what the name.
I don't know his name either, but I'm just saying you're aware of the Pope.
Yeah.
And that he's in the Vatican City in Rome.
There's always a pope.
Right. who is the Pope the head of?
The Catholic Church.
Right. He recently came out, and I wish I had a quote here, but the Pope basically gave his blessing to civil unions. He gave his blessings to gay marriage.
Wow. Sign of the times.
I don't have a problem with gay marriage. Do you have a problem with gay marriage?
No.
Okay. But the Bible and the Catholic religion and a lot of religions have a problem because it was Jesus's teachings that was wrong.
All right.
I think. I might be off base here. So the fact that the Pope, who's supposed to be following Jesus's teachings and what it says in the Bible,
Yeah, the scriptures.
which is against the marriage of a man and a man or a woman and a woman,
Yeah.
all of a sudden the Pope just decided to erase a part of history
Yeah.
and go against Jesus' teachings in the Bible.
Just rewrite
That's the
it.
way I'm reading it. So it's like a holy shit moment.
That is a.
Like, why would he do that? I mean, that's literally, to me, no different than Bill Belichick telling Cam Newton that it was okay to throw the ball to the other team.
That was horrible.
Can you see that analogy, though?
I do.
He's basically saying, this is no longer a sin anymore.
Yeah, he probably tweaked a lot of people off.
So, I mean, you know, what's the answer? Just in your opinion, why do you think the Pope would do this?
Just.
And again, people, we're not against anything gay. We grew up in a very LGBTQ plus area, did we not?
Yeah.
A lot of friends in that community. We're not against it.
Do you want
we're just talking about the Pope saying it's now okay
Yeah.
as far as the Catholic Church is.
I got two honest opinions about it.
Okay, quickly.
One would be that the Catholic Church is running out of money, and they're trying to appeal to everybody.
That's what logic and common sense dictated to me at first as well.
Yeah, and the second one would be is they're trying to hide something.
What do you mean by hiding something?
Like, I don't know.
Why would? Okay.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist.
No, people think this stuff is conspiracy,
Yeah,
but that's because their mind can't even comprehend that it could be true.
right.
But based on what I've learned,
That's a whole different discussion.
yeah, man, a lot of conspiracies actually aren't conspiracies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
anyways, there's always a little truth to everything you hear.
Yeah.
As scary and as incomprehensible as your mind wants to make that, okay?
Yeah.
But I believe the answer is pretty scary.
Yeah.
I believe that they have been corrupted by those who want to end it, meaning end the Catholic religion.
Right. And that's a good.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because literally, it's no different than the Pope coming out and saying, like, what's another deadly sin? Like, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Right.
So that's literally like the Pope just coming out tomorrow and being like, you know what? We're going to cross this commandment off the list too. You can now covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
How do you think the Christians, or especially the Christians, that's just a broad general term.
Right.
I believe it's only the Roman Catholics that actually follow the Pope. But I want to say that the Roman Catholic Church is like one of, if not the biggest religions in the world.
Yeah, that's the lightning rod.
And I
for
refuse
religion.
to watch the news, but I mean, they must be talking about this. But when I heard about this, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool that a church is saying we're now cool with that,
Yeah.
but it literally goes against, supposedly, what Jesus and God wanted and taught.
Right.
So it's like, if you think outside of the box for a second and you can allow yourself to get a little scary, you know, like,
Yeah.
I think something might be forcing his hand because ultimately they want that religion to end. I mean, they did look the other way. Well, how many thousands, if not tens of thousands of children
Yeah, so
were
many.
molested?
It's horrible.
I mean, that shit hits a little close to home.
It does.
For a lot of people I know.
Yeah, especially here in New England.
Yes. And no other religion has came out and just had that many of their trusted, church leaders taking advantage of little kids. So this doesn't surprise me. And what kind of hurts is that, I was brought up in the Catholic religion. That doesn't mean that, I don't know. I have a difference of opinion. I absolutely believe that Jesus was real, and I believe in God, and I will always be, but in terms of like having to follow exactly what the church says.
Yeah.
Like, I believe one of the biggest conspiracies out there, if you want to talk conspiracies, because it is Halloween, why not, right? This is a scary subject to some people maybe, but I do believe that there was a Bible, so to speak, that was written in Jesus' own words. I believe the Vatican has it, and I believe they're hiding it.
That'd be cool if they did.
They do. This is my own opinion, though.
Yeah, it is.
And they have every reason to hide it. And I believe that there's people out there that know that they have it, that would love to get in there. But the Vatican Archives, I guess, is the most heavily guarded place on earth.
Yeah.
But I believe they have a Bible that they discovered that's in their possession that was written by Jesus. And the reason they don't want it to come out is because then they would no longer be a profitable religion.
Right.
That's why they have trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
People pay to be in the church. They give, they give, they give, they give, they give.
Yeah.
And I don't believe Jesus or God, in my own opinion,
Their churches look like castles.
would ever ask people of that.
Yeah.
I believe you can be a good, moral, and ethical human being and get into heaven without having to go to church every Sunday.
Right.
As long as you believe in God and you pray and you ask for forgiveness and you get baptized. But I do not believe that upon our judgment, we're going to get judged for how many times we went to church.
Yeah.
Or how much money we gave.
Yeah.
That's why I don't bow down to any one religion. But my faith in God is very strong. I do believe in heaven, and I do believe in hell.
Mine too.
You believe in ghosts, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Demons, devils. Whatever.
Exactly. So if you believe there's a devil and there's demons, which I do, then you got to believe there's something else, right?
Yeah.
There's always opposites, man. I'm telling you, there's so much to this world that people just would like their mind, like their heads would spin around and they'd spit pea soup.
Yep.
If I told them some of the shit that I fucking believe in or no. But anyways, I got another quick little thing, dude. Okay.
I hate pea soup.
I know. But that's what came out of Linda Blair.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't just pea soup. It was pea soup and something else.
Yeah.
It was like mixed in.
And she couldn't eat pea soup ever again in her life or
No,
something?
I just saw an interview with her on YouTube, and
really?
she said that she actually loves pea soup. She doesn't mind it at all. But yeah, that's the stuff that she had to projectile vomit. I think it was pea soup and milk maybe mixed together. So it's nasty.
God.
Real nasty. But listen to this, Josh.
Yes.
I have a rotting flesh smell in my bathroom.
When did this start?
Started happening the end of last week, dude. And at first, I thought it was the shit that I took.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever taken a shit, and while you're sitting on the toilet. I mean, let's be honest, people. Everybody poops, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know some people don't like me talking about poop on this podcast. Like I'm obsessed with poop. Maybe I am. Maybe it's the only thing I have in my life.
Sounds like you are.
I think the only thing I have in my life is my poop.
You got a fetish?
I have a fetish with poop. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's disgusting. But come on. I'm trying to be relatable. Everyone poops.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that sometimes when you're sitting on the toilet, you poo and maybe you can't even smell it.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times, like the second it comes out, you smell it. Right?
Right.
Okay. Everybody has that moment.
So what's going on with the toilet?
So I was sitting in the bathroom and that happened and I smelt it. And I said, it smells like something's either dead on the other side of my wall or that just came out of my ass. It could be one or the other, right? And as it turns out, after several cans of Lysol and oust, get it all out. Get the fucking smell out. Oh, I swore, sorry. Trying to avoid that. But anyways, yes.
Yes.
So, bottom line is, if I had the money to tear down the drywall in the bathroom, just for the fun of it, I guarantee you we'd probably find 15 to 20 dead bodies.
Really?
Of like wild animals. I don't know if it's mice or if it's chipmunks or squirrels, but there is a highway.
Yeah.
This has happened to me several times. The worst it happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And it literally smelled like a human being was rotting right behind the wall of my bathroom. You couldn't use it for 2 weeks. It was that bad. And what choice did I have?
So you got a rodent highway going through your bathroom.
You know, I mean, I believe they do die in different parts of the house behind the walls in the winter.
Nice.
But because it's cold and not humid, it doesn't smell. Mm-hmm. But you know how it got really warm last week?
Yeah.
Like it got up to like 76.
Yeah,
and the
nice.
humidity got really, high up for the late time of year it is up here. And I believe that's what really made it smell. But now that it's gotten colder, and now that I've bleached it head to toe in there, it smells like as clean as can be. And it is as clean as can be. But just under that clean smell, you can still smell a little bit of what smells like a dead body. And these are the things I have to deal with, man.
I thought you were going to say you were flushing baby wipes and they got clogged up or something. Because I know you like the baby wipes.
No, they're not actual baby wipes.
Oh.
They're like baby wipes, but they're biodegradable.
Oh.
They're wet wipes for your ass. Yeah. I explained it to you before.
I
Maybe
know.
not on the show. No, I didn't explain it to you on the show. I explained it to you just like this. And maybe you people will find it funny, because he did at the time. But now he won't laugh, because when he comes on the podcast, he doesn't laugh. But he laughs before the podcast and after it and all the week and all that shit.
Yeah.
But, I literally described, because he had never used wet wipes. He just uses dry toilet paper.
Yeah.
And it's awful. And I was like, dude, if you go to a place and you eat really messy wings, what's going to make your hands and face feel better after the meal? A wet wipe or dry paper towels? And you're like, a wet wipe. It's no different with your ass. And they sell ones that are specifically for your ass.
Yeah.
People have, like, you know what a bidet is?
Yeah, I know.
They sell like $100 add-ons for your American toilets.
Add-on?
Yeah, add-on.
Like
it's this like device that sits underneath your toilet that will shoot a jet of water at your butthole when you're done pooing.
Yeah. I thought it was like a vacuum cleaner, how it comes with different...
No.
Different styles.
No. It just hooks up to your water, plumbing underneath your toilet.
Oh, that's cool.
And when you hit a button, it'll just jet water at your pooper, as opposed to having to actually wipe. All you gotta do is just dry off, like towel off.
I need like a super soaker.
Yeah, well, they have those too.
Sweet.
I've never tried one, but I'm not saying I would be, I wouldn't do it.
I think I'll pass on the wet wipes and go old style.
That's probably why you have so many.
Funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't think I have hemorrhoids.
No.
Like, I have no idea what a hemorrhoid, I guess, is even supposed to look like. I heard they actually come out of your, like... No, I don't even want to say it. This is disgusting. All right.
I'm a truck driver, so I mean...
Let's,
we could talk hemorrhoids all you want.
real quick, before we get into the Halloween bullshit here.
Sure.
Can you say Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers 7 times fast? Can you?
No.
Try it. I can do it.
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper... I forget the rest.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a... I got it. I'm done.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Right.
Boom!
Dude, the idea wasn't just to say it once. It's to say it 7 times fast.
That's all you're getting.
You couldn't even say it.
That's all you're getting.
Like, you could even put in, like, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker?
Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Spider-Man?
Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper 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 picked a peck of
I
pickled...
think we just lost half our viewers.
No way, dude. Over that? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Was it that bad? Holy All right. Well, maybe to you. All right. Scariest movies of all time.
Scariest.
Yeah.
We're going into it, huh?
This is my list.
We're head diving.
These are movies that scared the hell out of me.
All right.
Whether I was young or whether I was old.
All right. I'll agree with you.
And I can't... It's like trying to pick your favorite kid. If you have more than one kid, I don't know if you can really pick a favorite, right? Mm-hmm. So I couldn't put these in any kind of order other than to just go by order of their year of release.
Right.
From oldest movie to newest movie. Now again, this isn't the ultimate list. If I left off your movie, it was considered, but this is my list. These are the movies that scared me, personally, as an adult and as a little kid.
So you're going to trigger a bunch of people out there if they don't agree with you?
Oh my god, you didn't say Friday the 13th? That's your favorite movie. Sorry. Do I like Friday the 13th and Halloween movies? Yeah. But they're not on the list. Oh. These are movies that scared me.
All right.
Or scared me and really messed up people. Other people. Alright, so check this out. And again, these aren't in order of how scary they are. They're in order of oldest movie to newest. Okay?
Right.
And this is my list.
Alright.
Alright, first one. 1968. Rosemary's Baby.
Alright.
I didn't see it until recently. But now that I've seen it 3 times. And, yeah. It's really friggin' freaky.
You're binging.
And, it's that time of year. I love Halloween. I love scary movies.
Yeah.
I love to be scared. I'm frightened right now. That's why I get off on this podcast. I'm so frightened no one's going to watch it. And every week my dream comes true. Yeah, so Rosemary's Baby. Any comments? Seen it? Agree?
I agree. I think I'd push it back. I mean, you're doing it.
But you got to think. You got to think, dude. 1968.
Yeah.
In 1968, movies like that didn't exist. That movie's way ahead of its time.
All right.
Just like the next movie on the list. Okay. 1973, The Exorcist.
I'd go with that one, yeah. I would put that in my top 5. Exorcist.
You'd put it in your top 5, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever watched the documentary on that movie?
Yeah, I have.
Just how packed the theaters were and how nuts people were going?
Yeah, I would put it like Nightmare
To this day, the effects they used and the acting and the makeup, I mean, there was no CGI back then or special effects. It was all practical effects and makeup.
Yeah.
And they did an incredible job. And that movie freaks everyone out to this day.
Yeah, they almost broke her ribs trying to... When she was like thrashing around.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that went wrong, man. But that movie was just, I mean, that
crab walk down the stairs blew my mind.
Well, that wasn't in the original movie.
I know it wasn't. But they should have, wow.
That crab scene, I don't think they allowed the crab scene.
No, they didn't.
Because the movie would have been too extreme.
Right.
And it was already extreme.
Yeah.
But then I think they re-released it in like 2000 maybe, with the crab scene in it.
Freaky.
But yeah, that was just a contortionist. But still, yeah, that's freaky. And and what people don't realize is a lot of these movies that you see, especially this one, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Supposedly people have actually done that aren't contortionists. They just all of a sudden are able to do that. All right? Like one of the other movies on my list. All right, next one.
I'd put that in my number 3, though.
Okay.
Exorcist.
Next one for me. And again, these are in the order of the year of release. Jaws.
Jaws?
Yes. And here's why I put it on the list.
Really?
Jaws made me scared to death of the ocean and sharks. And when that movie came out, it caused millions of people not to want to enter the oceans anymore.
All right.
I mean, if you look at the cultural impact, that movie to me, to this day, I still watch it probably 10 times a year. I'm obsessed with movies. I'm a huge movie buff, and that movie is just an ultimate classic.
Yeah.
And the effects, I don't know why Back to the Future would always crap on like how fake the shark looked. Like I think the shark looks pretty damn real, especially for 75.
Yeah.
And they weren't doing that in like a Hollywood studio. They were out in the Atlantic Ocean. They were on Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard. They were on Martha's Vineyard.
And it hardly worked.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't really call Jaws a horror movie, but it is. It's a, But if you look at the cultural impact of it, that's why I'm including it. All right.
Good pick.
Next movie, 1982, Poltergeist.
Yes.
Poltergeist. That's another one I watch probably 10, 20 times a year.
That's awesome.
Every year since it came out. I was 4 years old when that movie was released.
This house is clean.
This house has many hearts.
Carolyn. Sorry. That was a good movie, though.
Next one up, 1984. Children of the Corn. This one gets overlooked a lot, but if you actually have paid attention, they've probably done about 25 remakes. I think they're up to like part 13.
Wow.
You know, watch yourself there, buddy.
I got you.
But the original has pretty much been forgotten. But if you go back to the original 1984 version with Linda Hamilton, that movie was freaky.
Yeah. Especially when the kid got hit by the car and he like gets up.
Yeah. Well, not only that, the scene that really resonates with me still is at the end with the kid, like the Mordecai or whatever. Like that's the head kid's name is Mordecai, which is just a creepy name to begin with.
Was it Isaac or Mordecai?
I think it was Isaac and Mordecai.
Yeah.
But anyways, the scene I'm talking about is at the very end in the cornfield in the barn. You see this demon coming, and like the ground is like being pushed up by it.
Yeah.
Like it's that scene. I don't know. Go back and see the movie. If you've never seen it, 1984. I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
6 years old. Movies like Children of the Corn didn't exist, dude.
Yeah.
That's my point. These aren't your movies.
I know.
Or anyone else. These are my movies. These are movies that scared me. All right. Next one up. 1986. Poltergeist 2.
Really? You put that on the list?
Abso-friggin-lutely. And I'm going to tell you why.
I didn't really care for it.
One of the best scenes I've ever seen in any horror movie that absolutely terrifies me to this day. And if you look at how they did it, it's friggin' crazy. But go back to the part in that movie where Craig T. Nelson swallows that tequila worm.
Oof, yeah.
And then he actually pukes up the skeleton of Cain, the old man.
Yeah.
God is in his holy temple. Earthly thoughts be silent now.
I thought the braces episode, the part there was messed up too.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even though part 1 is a classic, part 2 is a little corny, but it's got that scene, like that guy Cain, that actor that played him.
Yeah.
He was so evil and he was so creepy looking. And yeah, man, Cain and that song and that scene with the braces and yeah, man, that's what freaked me out.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember, it was 86. I was now 8 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, 1987.
All right.
The Lost Boys.
That's a good pick.
Okay?
I put it in my top 10.
I had to include it, okay? Because nothing like The Lost Boys existed in 1987, okay? I mean, you had Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Donald Sutherland, Jason Patrick. Just,
It was a good movie.
Yeah, okay.
The Doors.
Next up.
Good soundtrack.
And this is probably my number 1. Because this is the one that really, really traumatized me.
This is number 1.
This is my personal number 1. My number 2 would be The Exorcist.
You need a drum roll?
No.
Oh.
But this one came out in 1989.
All right.
And it's the original Pet Sematary.
That would be my number 2.
Okay, that's my number 1. And what made it creepy, dude, is if you remember the cat from it,
Churchill.
Dude, what are you doing?
What?
You're kicking your mic like it's a friggin' mule.
No, I'm not.
I keep hearing it in my headphones. Yeah, you do.
It's
dude.
good.
You keep shifting your weight. Listen, if that blew out anyone's speaker in their car, send the bill to Josh. I'll read his address at the end of the show.
Didn't hear nothing.
All right.
Pet Sematary.
Yes, Pet Sematary. The cat, Church.
Yeah.
We had a cat that literally looked like Church. Same color. It was that kind of blackish gray.
Yeah.
All black gray. We had the same cat.
Yeah.
So I'm 10 years old at this point, or like that age.
Yeah.
When I saw this movie, and we have a cat like Church, and
the old guy when he got his ankles cut up, the whole little kid thing freaked me out.
Yeah, Gage.
Yeah, it's just horrible. Gets hit by a truck.
I saw you, Daddy. Yeah, dude.
It's horrible.
That movie is just. I was excited when I heard a handful of years ago that they were going to remake it.
Yeah, it's horrible though.
Because I said to myself, if they do it right, this could be great. But they absolutely effed it up.
Yep.
And truth be told, part 2 with Edward Furlong and with just absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
It's an absolute B movie, but I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But that's not on my list. Next movie up, and I'm gonna have to fight for this one, and you're gonna have to friggin' pay attention to me because people don't understand. This is my personal experience.
All right.
And very few people can relate to this because they weren't around like I was, and they didn't hear about this and go into it like I did. All right, we're going up to 1999 now.
You already said your number, or you're just going by years now.
I told you from the very beginning. I think I said it probably 15 times at this point. Yes, these are all by the year, not by the order of how much they scared me. Okay, next up on the list though, and this is movie number 10, is the 1999 movie The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I'd put it up there.
Okay, but let me tell you my story behind it.
Sure.
The Blair Witch Project didn't start out big.
No.
It was underground for several months, and by underground I mean it was only in like 7 theaters, and the theaters that they were being shown in were like the little small ones that we have like in our downtown where it seats like 30 people.
Yeah, it was like an independent film.
Yeah, it was independent film. Nobody knew about it. It was only playing in 7 theaters.
Yep.
And those theaters only sat like 30 people. They had a website dedicated to the movie, and websites were still fairly new in 1999. They had actual news clips on the website that were filmed to look like they were real news reports. That in Pennsylvania, kids really did go missing, and that the authorities really did recover a couple camcorders.
Yeah.
And that somebody had legally bought the footage, and they edited it together, and that this was a documentary. Okay, because when most of America saw it back then, they saw it as like a Hollywood release, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is stupid." No, when we saw it, we thought we were watching a documentary, not a movie, and we thought this was real found footage.
Right.
So when me and my buddy Matt went to Boston, back when it was only in 7 theaters, we drove right into the city, saw it like Cambridge, I believe, maybe. And I forget what theater it was, but only sat like 30 people. 7 theaters in the country. We thought it was real. We had heard about it from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. And this is 99.
Yeah.
We barely had cell phones yet, any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So everything was like super hush-hush. So imagine seeing it in 99 in Boston, downtown, in a small 30-person theater, with everybody thinking that this is a documentary we're watching, like at a film festival. Not a movie. It's a documentary. This is just found footage that was edited together.
Yeah, and they did a good job, I think.
So that's how I saw it. So when we left the theater, we're like, holy shit, that's like unequivocal proof that like the paranormal exists.
Something.
It's right there. It wasn't until several months later that everyone started getting blown away by it like we did, and then it started hitting major theaters, and then it blew up like a phenomenon. If you saw it then, you would probably think, oh yeah, it was fake. Because by then everyone knew it was fake. But my point is that when I saw it, like I said, nobody knew it was fake.
Yeah, it's freaky.
So that's why it made my list. All right, next up, what was the year? The year was...
99, you're in the 2000 now.
No. How would you think I was in the 2000 now?
Because you just said Blair Witch was 1999.
Yeah, but I'm not going by year.
All right.
I'm going by what year the movie I chose came out.
Gotcha.
Jesus, man.
Tell me again? No, I'm joking.
The year was 2002.
2002.
28 days later.
That was a good movie. It was like a British movie, right?
It featured a British actor. Mostly British actors.
Yeah, I thought it was a British
It was filmed in London.
Yeah, so it's a British
But
movie.
I wouldn't consider it a British movie.
No?
I don't know what makes a British movie. Man, this guy is racist.
No, I'm not.
You gotta cut it out with that All Lives Matter shit, too. Anyways, here's... Do you want my reason why 28 Days scared me?
Sure, go ahead.
And we gotta remember, these are movies that freaked me out.
Yeah.
you can see how Pet Sematary would freak somebody out because it's your second scariest movie.
Right.
And we were little kids when we saw it. Mm-hmm. So now we're getting into when I'm in my 20s, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So why do you think 28 Days Later freaked me out? And talking to another friend of ours that goes by Simple Joe, it's one of his scariest movies of all time too.
Really?
Why do you think it freaked us out? Do you remember it?
I remember a little bit. It's about vampires, right?
No.
Oh, zombies.
No, not at all.
No?
Not at all. It's not about vampires whatsoever.
Disease? COVID?
That actually upsets me. Yeah, I hate that movie. It's about vampires, right? No, dude. Jesus, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. No, 28 Days Later really depicts what society would look like and what would happen, if a zombie type of virus happened.
Yeah.
And what made the movie so good is that all the actors in it acted like people would really act if this stuff was going on.
They're like running.
That's what makes a movie good, is when you believe the actors are, like, you forget they're acting.
Yeah.
Right? And in too many horror movies, they do too many stupid things, which makes it unbelievable. But this movie really, from the cinematography to the screenplay to how it was written, it really, like, showed what would happen if a virus quickly spread around the country, turning people dead or into zombies, what it would look like in the coming months or years after.
Right.
That's what they had to go through.
Kind of like what's going on now. Except everybody's staying in the
Except
house.
the zombie part. But yeah, man, I mean, what was my point of that movie? I mean, like, can you imagine, like, just, like, riding your bike like he was in the movie, and next thing you know, you wake up like he did in the hospital, and then he walks around the entire city, and literally there's nobody. Everything's flipped upside down and on fire, and there's nobody around, and you just woke up. You're riding your bike, next thing you know, you wake up and no one is around.
Yeah, some scary stuff.
Yeah. And then you come across some people that said, hey man, I got some bad news to tell you. The world ended, and there's people have been infected that makes them act like zombies. And this is before the days of The Walking Dead. I mean, The Walking Dead and everything were inspired by this shit.
Yeah.
Next movie came out for me the very next year in 2003. It was written and directed by Boston area native Rob Zombie. The movie was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
When that movie came out, again, I had never seen anything like it. And it wasn't necessarily that it scared me more than it, like, kind of, like, sickened me. And it was, like, really twisted. Like, even Rob Zombie, when he was on Joe Rogan's show last year, Joe Rogan was talking to Rob Zombie about doing that movie because that was his first ever movie. And he did it for Universal. And he was like, it was like the first depiction in a movie that came out of just, like, bad people that ended up winning. Like, the good guys don't win at the end. These people are sick and twisted. The way they rope these people in, and that Captain Spaulding and how nuts he is. Just everything about the movie, like, seemed like a Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. He passed away not too long ago.
Who?
Captain Spaulding.
Oh, did he? The guy, Sid Haig.
The bald guy, right?
His name is Sid Haig.
Yeah, I think
He's dead?
Yeah, he died a few years ago.
Well, rest in peace, Sid, man. Damn, you were good. I love him in that movie. I watched that movie constantly. One of my favorite movies. And it actually frightened me. And it sickened me. And I remember it to this day. I remember where I was when I saw it for the first time. All right, next movie up. And I'm telling you, people, if you guys haven't seen any of these movies, I am a movie buff. This guy is not. This guy hasn't seen Shawshank Redemption. He hasn't seen...
I saw clips of it.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
I don't really watch TV.
Be honest. Who's the movie buff?
You are.
Okay. So you got to believe me. If you guys haven't seen any of these movies, seriously, do yourself a favor. It's Halloween, man. It's, you could be watching this on Hallows Eve. So anyways, these are good movies to go about. Anyways, but yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses was awesome. Next up for me, next to last movie, came out in 2005, and it was The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I never saw that one.
Do you want to? Because I'll give you the DVD.
Sure.
And you can take it home.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. It's freaky. And it came out in 2005,
Wow.
which was 15 years ago. And I think it was just really well done. There's been a million exorcism-type movies.
Yeah.
But the way they did this movie is just a notch above other ones. It makes it a lot more believable than other ones out there. It's not campy at all. That one freaked me out. And the very last movie to freak me out happened 7 years ago. Came out in 2013. The movie was The Conjuring.
Conjuring's a good movie.
That was a very, very, very well-made movie.
Really good.
And that's it, people. I'll go over the list real quick. All right? My scariest movies that I've ever seen of all time that really affected me. Okay? Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, Jaws, Poltergeist, and Poltergeist 2, Children of the Corn. I didn't even talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. That's on my list. And it wasn't necessarily the movie, but again, 86, 8 years old.
Yeah, it's...
Okay? We hadn't seen anything like Freddy Krueger, man. And the scene that really got me was the scene that any teenager or any adult can relate to. You're laying down in your bed, and you got your headphones on, listen to some music. And this guy, if you remember that scene from that movie,
It's Johnny Depp.
he's laying in a waterbed just listening to music like everyone's done. And all of a sudden, hands come out and then pull him under.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And then-
After I saw that at 8 years old, every time I laid in my bed, I had nightmares about being like pulled like into the bed. Like the bed became like water or foam, and I was like pulled down by something. That's freaky, bro.
Yeah, the body bag part.
Right. But if you
Wouldn't be
watch the
so.
original now, you're not going to be scared by it. But this is at 8 years old, man. These are the movies that freaked me out. But yeah, so going back through the list, I forgot all about that. Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, Jaws, Poltergeist, Children of the Corn, Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist 2, The Lost Boys, Pet Sematary, The Blair Witch Project, 28 Days Later, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and The Conjuring. And
Yeah.
spooky.
I'd put The Thing. Kurt Russell, The Thing. Number 1.
Spooky. Where'd you get that spooky? Spooky.
What?
That's that song, Jeepers Creepers.
Oh,
Jeepers Creepers.
That was a
Where'd
horror
you get
movie.
those peep? Yeah,
that didn't make the cut.
that's a B movie at tops. All right, dude.
Yes. That was a good picks.
How familiar are you with the band Typo Negative?
Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? October. What is the album? Bloody Kisses. That's a good. Are we gonna go there? Is that what the name of the album is? Bloody Kisses.
Sometimes he's not gonna chainsaw, man.
It's got a Christian woman,
I
black in it.
I think the song that I'm talking about is off of that album.
All right.
It came out, I believe, in the mid-90s. And me and my buddy Brian back then, when we heard this song, we had to buy the CD because it
was a
was
good
the
CD.
most ridiculous sounding song we had ever heard. We laugh about it to this day, or at least I do. It's so ridiculous. If you watched last week's episode when I was talking about that guy that sung too loud at the concert,
Yeah.
I put the clip in.
Yeah, it was
I'm
good.
going to put the clip in of this song.
All right.
I hope it doesn't get copyrighted, though. It might. I think I have to keep it shorter than 30 seconds, or else YouTube, when they scan it, will say, copyrighted. But anyways, the song is called Black Number 1.
Yeah.
Little Miss Scarall.
Yep. That's a good tune.
Why are you constantly clearing your throat?
Because I drank a coffee before I come here, and it's just, maybe I got COVID.
Maybe it's a good idea you don't drink coffee before you hop on a podcast, then it's going to make you go.
I'm sorry.
I mean, at least you're being polite and, like, going over here when you're doing
I'm
it.
trying.
But it's like, I'm thinking, like, are you sick? Are you carrying the C-19, man? Like, all right. But, yeah, Black Number 1, Little Miss Scarall. Okay? Now, remember, I've made fun of this song a billion times, so I'm trying to go by memory. But I do have the lyrics here, and I can even do the bass line. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Aren't they going to watch the video?
And he's like,
You don't have to play it.
boy, I was looking for trouble. He's like, I was looking for trouble, and boy, I found her.
Yeah.
I went looking for trouble.
She's in love with herself. She likes the dark. And on her milk white neck, the devil's mark.
But she's in love with herself.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
It's a nice bass riff.
She likes the dark. Dun, 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 dun. On her milk white neck. The devil's mark.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Well, it's a Hallows Eve. Ding, 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 ding. With the
Yeah, you have a horrible voice.
Yeah, I know. The moon is full. Ding, 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 ding. Well, will she trick or treat? Ding, 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 ding. I think she will. Well, she will.
No.
But dude, I'm just talking about. Can you see how we could?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, do you have any? Jesus Christ, dude!
What?
You literally make me feel like the most unfunniest person. Listen to what he said. He's like, when he's saying the song or singing the song, he's talking like he's fucking Nosferatu.
Well, yeah.
Like he's a really horrible rendition of like Dracula.
He's a dark dude.
Where he's she's in love with herself.
I think he passed away too.
With that terrible, she likes the dark.
Yeah.
And after every word that ends with K, he's like, will she trick or treat? I think she will.
I bet she will.
I think she will. I don't know. I think she might.
And he talks like this. He's like a deep voice.
All right, Josh.
Yes.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloweeny. You know, I think that's the corniest and first Halloween joke I ever heard, and I still remember it. I can still remember the corniest shit. Well, it's a Hallows Eve. Ding, 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 ding. With the
Yeah, you have a horrible voice.
Yeah, I know. The moon is full. Ding, 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 ding. Well, will she trick or treat? Ding, 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 ding. I think she will. Well, she will.
No.
But dude, I'm just talking about. Can you see how we could?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, do you have any? Jesus Christ, dude!
What?
You literally make me feel like the most unfunniest person. Listen to what he said. He's like, when he's saying the song or singing the song, he's talking like he's fucking Nosferatu.
Well, yeah.
Like he's a really horrible rendition of like Dracula.
He's a dark dude.
Where he's she's in love with herself.
I think he passed away too.
With that terrible, she likes the dark.
Yeah.
And after every word that ends with K, he's like, will she trick or treat? I think she will.
I bet she will.
I think she will. I don't know. I think she might.
And he talks like this. He's like a deep voice.
All right, Josh.
Yes.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloweeny. You know, I think that's the corniest and first Halloween joke I ever heard, and I still remember it. I can still remember the corniest shit. Right? Corniest movies, most useless information, lines from movies from Top Gun and Platoon that nobody can relate to anymore. Because it's, you know, they came out in 86 and...
Whoa.
Whoa, yep.
Feedback.
Yep, that's my microphone getting too close to my headphones because I bent over to try to suck my own water bottle. What was I saying?
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. What about Halloween? Oh, yeah, no, specifically the joke. The corny joke.
Candy corn.
You know why witches can't have babies?
Why?
Because their boyfriends have Halloweenies.
That's horrible.
Yeah. That's the first and only Halloween joke I ever remember. That was told to me a long time ago. All right, Halloween, dude. I told you to prepare for the show.
I'm prepared.
In some possible way. I got some stories. So I mean, here's a variety of shit we can talk about because everything's changed. Everything has changed from when we went trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
When we were trick-or-treating, it was the 80s and it was the early 90s.
Awesome.
And the costumes have changed. The candy has changed. Trick-or-treating in general has changed.
Yeah.
You know, is there an age limit?
I think there is, yeah.
You know, because I've seen high schoolers, man, like junior, senior year.
There should be an age limit.
But, I mean, the level of kids that we used to get around here or where we grew up, it used to be by the hundreds every Halloween when we were growing up. Now, like, nobody's out. And that's not just because of COVID. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think our mayor in the city that I'm living in now has said whether it's going to happen or not.
He hasn't? That's weird.
Yeah, but regardless, even last year, there was like maybe 5 families that came by. And when they come by, like there's like little to no effort put into anything.
It's just a mask.
It's, you know, maybe a mask or maybe as far as you went. Like putting in a fake earring and having something that looks like a tie. It looks like you took a necktie out of my closet and it's like hanging off the back of your neck.
Oh.
That's your Halloween outfit.
Yeah, it looks
I
good.
love it. I love it. This guy goes for broke.
I'm cheap.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But it's funny because, yeah, I mean, it just seems like, you know, literally, there used to be hundreds of kids.
Yeah.
It used to be a huge deal.
Yeah.
And parents never went with us.
No.
You went with an older brother or an older family, but there was no parents. We were allowed to go out. We were allowed to stay out till 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We were armed with reflective vests or flashlights.
I never used any of that stuff.
Right. None of us did, dude.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s and 90s. But now, compared to now, now there's not hundreds of kids that do it. There's only like 5 families.
Yeah.
They put little to no effort into the costumes. All of the kids, even the older ones, are with like 15 adults. They're wearing reflective everything. There's everybody in the family's got 15 flashlights and a headlamp. I'm telling you, dude. That's what trick-or-treating's become. It's like, dude. And what's crazy is a lot of these parents of these kids are my age.
Yeah.
They grew up when I did, when it was the age of E.T. and, you know, Star Wars.
It's sad, man.
In 80s, man. The 80s were so relaxed. So were the 90s. I don't know, dude. Nobody who's younger will ever understand. It's probably like us trying to wonder what the 60s were like.
Right.
Whether it was protesting the Vietnam War, what it felt like to have a Vietnam going on, or like Woodstock, or how pot became popular in the hippie movement, you know, all the 60s stuff, right?
Yeah.
We can't imagine. I mean, we can imagine, but we weren't there. But I mean, I don't know if kids these days, or, you know, anyone who's younger than us that didn't experience growing up in the 80s or 90s, man, you missed out.
Missed it.
You guys missed out on when video games came out, when the internet came out, when cell phones came out, when
pop
MTV showed music videos 24/7.
Yeah.
Music videos were everything. If you wanted to check a song out, you had to listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Or you had to go buy the tape, then the CD. There was no internet to go to.
Yeah.
You know, everything was just chill, dude. Everything was relaxed. Money was flowing. I don't know, dude. And it was like that for everybody. I'm telling you, just ask anybody, you know. I don't know what happened to this country, but everyone is just like losing their mind and uptight. And that's not the environment that we grew up in. But yet it's like I see people our age are the ones that are kind of causing it. And it's like, you grew up in the same time I did. You grew up watching Beavis and Butthead along with me.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
They're wussing out.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyways, that's not where. But yeah, I mean, that kind of is what we're here to talk about. It's a scary thing to us to see that Halloween, to me, still is a special time of year.
Yeah.
I love Halloween time. You know, I got Halloween knickknacks all over the place. I'm gonna carve a pumpkin. You're gonna probably carve a pumpkin.
Maybe.
We love it because Halloween for us growing up was just everybody was into it.
Yeah.
Parties and
awesome.
tons of kids, and now it's just like, if there is kids, like I said, they're armed with flashlights and reflective everything. And
Everybody's got a peanut allergy. And
yeah,
diabetic.
you know, is that candy gluten-free?
Yeah.
We didn't give a fuck if the candy was gluten-free. We just cared about, we didn't want to go to the house that was handing out like rice patties or, apples.
And if they did, we egged
And
them.
we made a beeline for the houses that used to give out the full-size candy bars,
Yeah.
not just the fun size.
Yeah, that
But
was
now, you got kids come up to the house going, is that candy gluten-free? Is that candy vegan? I was looking for a hemp necklace.
Do you have sugar-free?
And the other thing, dude, that's just happening is like there's very little manners. Like, okay, when you ring the doorbell, right?
Yeah.
And the person answers the door, what did all the kids used to scream out?
Trick or treat,
Trick
man.
or treat.
Now they don't.
Now they ring my doorbell, dude, and I go to the front door and I open it, and they're just like, hi. I'm just like, that's it? That's all the effort?
You ain't getting nothing.
I told that story, I think, on my podcast last year. That happened last year, or it happened to me 2 years ago,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
where I
me.
had a confrontation with a guy. I literally answered the door, right? And I think it was still light out. And I answered the door, and I'm like, because I'm not supposed to say anything. I'm supposed to open the door, and they're supposed to say trick or treat.
Yeah.
But I open the door, and they're just all looking up at me.
Yeah, that's your job.
And I'm looking back at them like, can I help you? And they're just like, hi. And then I think like one of the fathers who was like maybe 20 feet away on my front lawn got wind that like the exchange hadn't happened yet. So he walks up and he's like, is there a problem? He's like, and I'm like, no, I was just waiting to hear something. He's like, what, are they supposed to say thank you? And I'm like, no, I thought the routine was to say trick or treat. It went something like that. Dude, I don't know. It's just, I mean, what has happened?
It's crazy.
What's happening to my Halloween?
What was your favorite candy you got?
I've contemplated that for a long time. I'm a big fan of chocolate.
What's your favorite candy?
I'm a big fan of chocolate, man. Okay, if we're talking about favorite candies of all time, I'm going to have to go with Milky Way, Butterfingers, Kit Kats, Reese's Pieces, M&M's, the Reese's peanut butter cups in the Reese's Pieces.
That's my favorite, the Buttercups.
Twizzlers, Starburst.
I'm a Three Musketeers guy too.
Yeah, Three Musketeers are good. Yeah, I like all those candies. I just rattled off like 15 different candies.
I know.
Sweeties.
No. That's like chalk. You can't put sweeties in
You
them.
asked.
That's horrible. That's your...
I was just rattling off examples.
It's not even a candy.
What's your favorite candy? I rattle off like 20. No, none of those. None of those. I like a Three Musketeers.
I do. They're awesome.
All right. So anyways, Josh, why don't you try talking for a little bit? Tell me about you had some Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I got some tons of Halloween stories.
So tell us a scary or funny.
I got a bunch of funny ones.
All right. I want some funniness.
right.
Make me laugh.
Make you laugh?
Go.
All right. So in kindergarten, I was dressed up as a G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was big back then. It was 85 or 86.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
Is later on, I was hoping to get past the Halloween stuff, and at the tail end, I literally wanted to talk 80s cartoons.
Oh, really?
Because nobody understands how good cartoons were in the 80s, too. You can't find them anymore.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
G.I. Joe was huge.
G.I. Joe was huge back in the 80s. Anyway, my mom dropped us off at the end of the street, and she's like, here you go, me and my sister. And I knew I had a crush on this girl that lived at the end of the street. So I was running with my full bag of candy, and my sister was right behind me, and I just took I hit the step going to the door, and I just fell flat, face first, and all my candy was like dumped out, and my sister's laughing at me, and she goes and rings the bell, and of course the little girl that I had a crush on in kindergarten answers the door, and she's just laughing at me, and I was like, oh man, and I'm like crying, picking up my candy. It was horrible.
Was this last year?
No, this is in kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
You remember Cabbage Night too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
the day before Halloween.
Yes, that's another thing. That is another stark contrast.
Yeah.
I think I might have brought this up to you the other day.
Yeah, we don't do cabbage night anymore. Nobody does it. But
For those of you who aren't familiar,
yeah,
the night before Halloween, it was All Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
On Halloween Eve night,
yeah,
kids, usually middle school age to high school age, would go out and they would raise hell.
yeah.
And there was several ways that we would raise hell, okay?
Yeah.
We would throw eggs at cars and houses.
Yeah.
You would steal pumpkins off people's porches and smash them in the street.
That's where I was going.
And you would toilet paper people's like front yards, like their trees and their car and stuff, okay? And it was just mischief,
Yeah.
okay? That was really heavy in the 80s. I remember in the 80s, early 90s, from the time Halloween season hit, like October 1st, through Halloween, you
Yeah.
would see a smashed pumpkin literally every 300 yards
Yeah,
on every road.
everywhere.
You don't see them anymore.
No.
People don't, it doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone.
Everyone's turning into a good boy,
Yeah.
right? Oh my God, can't have fun anymore. Fun's canceled. No, just that kind of fun. We have to cancel mischief. It was all innocent, man. But literally one of the things we did, you want to hear something corny?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as I can tell my story.
Okay, it's all fun and games, right?
Yeah.
Until it happens to you,
Okay.
right? And this is a classic example. It was all fun and games, I guess, when we smashed people's pumpkins. But I remember one year when I was a little kid, I guess, my pumpkins were taken
Oh.
and they were smashed.
Oh.
And it broke my friggin' heart, dude.
Oh,
It did.
poor Johnny.
Yeah. So when it happens to you, you're literally taking some little kid's pumpkin that he might have picked out himself, you know, and you're smashing it. It's like, I guess that isn't a good thing to do, you know?
You just crushed their dreams.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, so when it happened to me, you know, so anyways, in the years after that, me and my certain friends of the neighborhood, we formed what we referred to as the Pumpkin Patrol.
Ooh. That sounds legit.
What do you think we'd do?
You'd probably go around yelling at people, stay away from people's pumpkins.
Now, every night, man, we would patrol the neighborhood as late as our parents would let us stay out on a school night, which even back then was like probably 9 o'clock on a school night.
Yeah.
And we would just go up and down the neighborhood, just making sure that no cars messed with any pumpkins on the street. We were the Pumpkin Patrol.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Is that...
Did you nab anybody? Did you
no, I don't think we did, but I think we might have deterred some people.
Did you have like baseball bats?
We did not. Probably the worst thing that I ever did
You
is
were like a lynch mob.
there was this. Everybody had a neighbor that they didn't like, and growing up in my neighborhood, there was a ton of us kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you don't see anymore. I hope there are some neighborhoods out there that exist somewhere in America where there's just a ton of kids, because I grew up in a neighborhood with just a ton of kids our age.
Yeah.
There was a ton of people. And, you know, I think every one of those neighborhoods had a neighbor or somebody that didn't like kids that everybody hated.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it was this family. I don't want to say their name. But they were just weird. And they didn't like their own kids. The kids didn't like any of us kids
Really?
in the neighborhood. And yeah, their house was always a target every year for eggs. And we egged the hell out of that house. The father would come out of the, come out of the front yard if he saw kids.
Yeah.
And he would like hit his chest, like, you know, like he's tough, like, I'm gonna fuck you up. What's up? I don't know. The guy literally looked like he could have been the head of the Ku Klux Klan.
Wow.
He just had one of those looks to him,
Really?
you know, like he like grew up in the 40s or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just a red-blooded American that like didn't like, you know what I'm saying? He just had that look. They were just a weird off family that nobody liked.
Yeah.
They beat their kids up. I
Horrible.
don't think the kids had toys. I don't think they had a TV in their house. I think I went in their house once. They didn't have toys or like TVs. Wow. Parents, that was the first time I had ever seen like my friends' parents like been in their like parents' bedroom and like didn't see one bed.
Really?
Like the mom and dad had 2 beds.
That's a weird family.
Yeah, dude, that was just the tip of the iceberg. That was the first time I'd ever seen that, like, 2 people could be married, but, like, not sleep in the same bed. Isn't that just weird?
Yeah.
It's weird. All right, tell your other Halloween
Oh,
stories. What do you
Cabbage
got?
Night?
What do you got? Anything.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep going with Cabbage Night. I mean, that was big back then. This was back when we just first got our licenses and stuff like that. And me and my buddies, we had pickup trucks. So
Of course you did.
of course we did.
Of course you did.
And we had a competition on see how many pumpkins we could get in the back of our trucks.
So you went around stealing pumpkins.
Oh yeah, thousands of them.
You are such a bad boy.
Thousands of them. And we drove them to a town where there's like one main street, and we just smashed them all in the center of town, right in the middle of the road, so people couldn't go around. You know.
What year was this? Do you think that's how the Smashing Pumpkins got their name?
Maybe
I've always wondered that.
maybe 96, 97.
Or maybe the Smashing Pumpkins are the ones that gave people the idea to smash pumpkins. I don't know. I don't know what the history of it is.
Anyway, we made the newspaper, and
Really?
they had to get the town bucket loader that does snow plows and stuff like that. You know, the town works. Come scrape all the pumpkins off the road.
I just thought of a good question for you that I've never asked you.
What's that?
I don't know if you'd be willing to talk about it on the podcast. Have you ever been arrested?
Have I ever been arrested? I've came close a couple times.
Close is not getting arrested. I've come close to getting arrested several times, but I've never been.
I got drag racing. I almost got pinched for.
Yeah. But you got away because you were white, right?
No. I almost got caught for indecent exposure.
Oh, maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you did.
I was taking a leak outside and I got busted.
All right. Look at you leaking all over the place. You
I
give
know.
me so much crap because I had to leak once in a car with you. And now you're the one that's got to go to the bathroom more than I do.
What?
Literally, think about all the
I don't have to
times
go
you've
right
come
now.
over. Yeah, but think about it.
What?
Think about all the times you've been over here to do this podcast every week. How many times you see me go to the bathroom?
I don't have to go to the bathroom right
No,
now.
but how many times you see me go?
None.
Exactly.
All right. I was telling you
But
my
you see
story.
me drinking, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it just so happened that day I was drinking a shitload of coffee. And when you drink a shitload of water and coffee, I drink a gallon of water a day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water. Water's the key, man.
That's
If
good
you
for you.
guys, there's people I know that literally don't drink water ever.
All
Like
right.
their coffee, their coffee consists of, their diet consists of, not food, but they'll have coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Then when they get thirsty, they'll get a can of Coke.
Yeah.
And then, if they get thirsty again, they'll reach for another soda or a Snapple. They just never drink water. And I'm just I don't know how people can survive like this.
So what did you get almost arrested for? Considering we were just talking about it.
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Oh, all right.
That's another episode, dude.
Okay.
But-
Back to Halloween stuff then.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say, I think, is that, I don't know. Let's just say that some people get luckier, I guess, than others. And, yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
You got any cool Halloween stories?
yeah, dude, I have a ton of them, okay? Talking about what else wouldn't fly, but we were able to do back then. I don't know. Maybe kids can do this these days, but maybe not with COVID anymore. But we used to love to scare people.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got a couple
So-
stories too of that.
What me and we did this a number of years. The first year I remember doing it, instead of having a light on in the front of the house, we put a really dim light on in the garage. No cars were in the driveway or the garage. And we had a sign out front and on the front door that we're not home, but there's a bowl of candy in the middle of the garage.
Yeah.
Help yourself, but only take one. So we would be in the back of the garage. Like I said, the garage was really dimly lit. So they could just see the bowl. And when they would reach in the bowl, it was wet noodles in the bowl. And then we would jump out in masks with a leaf blower. and scare the ever-living shit out of them.
A giant vacuum cleaner.
And then they'd run, and we'd say, hey, after the scare went away, then we'd actually give them the candy.
They throw candy at them.
Yeah, but that's what we did one year. And then other years, like my father would get into it. He would put on a full robe with like a really creepy mask and like a fake
Knife?
sickle.
There you go.
And he would sit on the front steps. And as kids would come close, he'd just grunt, go,
Oh.
and the kids would be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got into it, man. But like, I don't know where that went either. Do you think kids could get away with doing what we did?
No, they probably...
Having a bowl of spaghetti or like of noodles that they reached into in a dark garage, and we jump out in masks with leaf blowers or like a chainsaw without a chain on it.
They'll be like, I'm offended. I'm getting my lawyer.
Yeah, you would probably be sued.
Yeah.
And I guess we could have been sued if somebody like ran, which everybody did. Somebody ran and fell, then like knocked their teeth out.
Yeah.
But back then, that wasn't people's first thought, was to sue somebody.
Right.
People weren't sue happy back then.
Yeah, they are now.
You know? So I don't know, man. We grew up in much simpler times.
Yeah,
we really did.
Me and my buddy, we had a haunted house, and I used to be stuffed in leaves. Like, it's raking season, so
A fake haunted house or a real
it
one?
was a fake haunted house.
So
like-
you would make one?
It was like a little walkthrough, and then you'd get candy at the end.
Yeah.
But I would be hidden in a pile of leaves because it's raking season, so there'd be a pile of leaves, And I just jumped out at this old guy, and he screamed so high, and then he grabbed his heart, and he fell back into a pine tree. It was crazy. And he was twitching around.
Did you call an ambulance for him? No, we didn't check on him.
We just kicked him.
That's how it was, man, back
Buddy,
then.
you all right?
I guess times are kind of the same, or have kind of come back together, because now that I think about it, I mean, back then when somebody did seriously injure themselves, we'd kind of just laugh, and then they just have to shake it off.
Yeah.
Whereas then I feel like recently people would get really upset and they'd have to hashtag about what happened.
Yeah.
But now it's I feel like it's come back around again. Because why do you think we get all these amazing videos that we see of YouTube of people in peril?
Yeah.
Because there's somebody standing there recording somebody needing help rather than thinking to put the phone down and actually go help the person.
Right. Yeah, that's messed up too.
I've seen plenty of memes, or whatever they call them, memes about that, where it says people nowadays, and you see somebody drowning with 12 people with their phones like this, rather than a single person going in and trying to rescue the drowning person.
Right.
That's literally how times have changed. And I don't know if that's not creepy. I don't know what is. What else you got for Halloween, Josh? Yeah, so just so much stuff. Yeah, Halloween was special, and it was a Christmas to us, and everything was creepy, and I think we did a pretty good job at painting the picture.
It was start of the holiday season.
Yeah. Quickly after Halloween comes Thanksgiving, and then quickly after that's Christmas, and a week after that's New Year's, and then it's 4 more months of hellish weather, and before it gets warm around here again. All right, anyways.
Yeah.
I got a few more things to wrap up here.
Sure.
How familiar are you with Meg Griffin?
Meg Griffin?
Yeah, you know who Meg Griffin is?
No.
Man. See what I'm working with here, people. Meg Griffin. She's a cartoon character on Family Guy.
Yeah. I don't really watch cartoons. I'm an adult.
Remind me again while I have you on this show.
It's
a pop culture podcast, but you know very little about popular culture.
It's not really popular. Well,
Family Guy?
Yeah,
there's very few people I know that don't know a lot about Family Guy.
It's this era.
Okay.
Pop culture. I never really got into this era.
All right, so you're not familiar with Meg Griffin. She's a character. She's one of the...
No.
She's one of the Griffins. She's the daughter.
I think the last cartoon I've ever watched on
are
TV.
you familiar with an actress by the name of Mila Kunis?
I think so. Yeah.
She was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's on the 70s show, right?
Yes, because she comes from that 70s show. Yes.
Yes.
She's absolutely beautiful. See, okay, this whole setup isn't going to work. But my whole thought is that because you don't know anything about what I'm talking about, Meg Griffin is one of the ugliest people in the history of animated, like adult animation. Okay,
she's not a good-looking.
No,
woman?
she's not good-looking. Her personality's ugly.
Right.
Like, she's one of the most hated, ugliest characters in the history of TV.
Mm-hmm.
Even her own family on Family Guy hates Meg. Everyone hates Meg. So my point is that she's the ugliest inside and outside character, but she's voiced by one of the most beautiful people in Hollywood.
Oh, right.
This Mila Kunis is just, she married Ashton Kutcher, or Ashton Kutcher married her.
Right.
It's funny how Ashton Kutcher didn't have any kids and didn't marry Demi Moore, and they were together for like 10, 12, 14 years.
Yeah, it's just weird.
But 2 or 3 months into dating Mila Kunis, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? If that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what does.
Right.
He's like, I'm not getting this old woman pregnant. But the second he meets a girl again his own age, boom.
Yeah.
Let's have a kid. Or I don't know. Maybe Demi Moore couldn't have children. I don't know.
I think she's past
probably
the prime.
talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yes.
You were talking earlier how you thought that Bert and Ernie were possibly gay.
I did.
Explain that to me.
Bert and Ernie?
Yeah.
Well, they sleep in the same bed.
They do.
They do.
Right. Do you think subliminally, I don't know, do you think Bert and Ernie were gay? Or do you think, maybe they could have been gay? I don't know. It's okay.
When did Sesame Street come out? 70s, 80s?
I'm not sure.
Probably in the late 90s.
I'm not too sure on the history of Sesame Street, although I love Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch.
Snuffy was awesome.
Snuffleupagus.
Probably 2000s, the teens maybe. I think they came out.
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie did.
But Bert and Ernie were two dudes that shared a bed.
I think they were just roommates in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, maybe they were just roommates. I don't know. I'm just teasing, folks.
Where'd that come
That was my thought. I was going to ask you if you thought Bert and Ernie were gay. It's just a random thought that came in my head.
They could be.
Because we were going to be talking about, cartoons or whatever. But have you ever heard that expression?
What's that?
If you do that, or that guy's a vegetable. You ever heard somebody called a vegetable?
Like, yeah, I've heard that.
What's the vegetable? If I say, oh man, that guy's a vegetable.
He's not too bright?
No, that's not what it means.
Oh, really?
That's hilarious, dude. Once again,
Does he look like
didn't know that cats yawn.
You kind of look like a broccoli head.
Didn't know what a nocturnal emission was.
No.
Thought he wanted to have one in space. And he said, no, I don't want. Take it away.
A vegetable.
You know what you acted like when I told you what that was? What a nocturnal emission was? You're like, yeah, I would love to have one in space. I want to be an astronaut, blah, blah, blah. And then I told you it's a wet dream. And you're like, no, I don't want one of those in space. You acted just like a kid, like a little kid.
Like, I don't want any.
Like, hey, Josh, it's bath time. You're like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. Take it away. Take it away.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
what is a vegetable?
Yeah, when somebody's saying he's a vegetable, they're not referring to them being incompetent. They usually refer to it when somebody's they're in a vegetative state. Maybe that's where it comes from. Vegetative state.
What?
Vegetable.
Vegetable?
Do you hear what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious. Yeah, that guy's a vegetable.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, a vegetable. I don't know. Maybe I just figured out my own joke.
You're a vegetable.
I literally took my joke literally, which is what I hate when people do with my jokes, and then I just solved it like an idiot. You know?
He's a vegetable.
Yeah. Like, he's a vegetable. Like, where did that come from? And I guess that's where it comes from, because, they're talking about people that, like, can't use their arms or limbs, which basically means they're in a vegetative state.
Yeah.
Vegetative state. Vegetable. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. They're a veggie. Get it? Okay, yeah, I didn't. And I guess just talking it out made me get it.
Veggie Tales.
You got anything else, Josh?
No.
Because actually all this talk of going to the bathroom, I think I might actually piss myself right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're going to go smell the dead bodies you have in the
Yeah,
bathroom?
I'm going to go smell the dead bodies while I pee. Anything else, buddy?
I think we were going to do cartoons, no? Or do you want to...
Yeah, but we're pretty far into it, brother.
All right.
You know?
Next time we
As
could...
always, next time.
Next week we could do cartoons.
Right.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
This has been episode 56 of the Views from the John podcast, the Halloween special. I hope you guys have had a great time. I've been Jon Arez. I've been Jon Arez. I am Jon Arez.
He's a vegetable.
Yeah, I'm a vegetable. I'm about to go be a vegetable. I'm going to go pee like a vegetable.
Josh.
This guy is Josh, Simple Josh, SJ, whatever you want to call him.
Whatever.
That's it, everybody. Thank
Steve.
you. And that's,
Steven.
no, it's Vern the Fern.
Oh, you're renaming mine?
It's LaFern and Shirley.
Oh.
That's even better, dude. See?
is a good-
Exactly.
Good job.
That's why I'm the host and you're a co-host. All right. All right, everybody. We love you. Have a happy Halloween.
Yeah, make sure you hit the likes.
Yes, hit the like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. We love you guys. Thank you for your support. And remember, have a great Halloween. And remember, Kanye West 2020, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Above all, do whatever I ask, without question. Don't ask it any questions, or pay any attention to what it says. We won't be dealing with Emily tonight. Restrain her. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on us. It has begun. Let us pray.
It's the end of the line for me, too. I'm not allowed any further.
I'm sure things will be fine.
I'm not.